Hey, that works. All right. Well, for whatever reason, I'm still not finding the code to turn this chat on, but that's all right. It says I went live, but I don't think anybody can. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't show it over here. It says there's two in the room. Hey, Miss Mary. I'm not seeing it over here for some reason. Um, no clue what's going on. Oh, there we go. We might be active. We might be active. I, but none of the dots work. So I can't wrench anybody. I don't know what's going on here, Bobby. It's still a black screen to me. Um, the reason I was putting this up is I jumped the gun, like you know. I don't like not being able to hand out wrenches. This bothers me. Um, but it's all black. I just barely got chat working. I can't hand out wrenches. This isn't going to work, especially for an announcement on the book. Um, so, like I had said before, Bobby, I still want to do the announcement on your page, so we've got everything active, everything right. Because at this point, I can't even invite you in to join the chat. Um, that's like super annoying. Sorry about that. Um, the book's shipped today, Bobby. The notice I got on email, while you guys were jamming and doing what have you. So as soon as it gets here, I'm going to hit the three different places: the Postal Service, FedEx, if I can find one, and UPS, and I know where they are, and see what the shipping cost differences are going to be. I know you said something about um, the weight and being able to check the weight scales or something on the websites. Um, I just don't know enough about it. But we'll figure it out because I want you to have a book in hand when we go live and do an official announcement. You've had a chance to read it and see what's going on, that kind of stuff. But it'll be sometime this week. Um, yeah, I know I jumped the gun and said I'd be announcing with you, but it was just spur of the moment. I pushed their buttons, and I have a feeling I really upset the publisher because I pushed that and made it happen early, to get pre-releases. Um, but it's coming. We're there. Um, I can't even track. I went in and looked. I don't know how they set this up. I can't even track to see how many people have purchased. So I'm completely in the dark on this. Um, the two different locations are set up, but nothing is showing anything, even though I know people have ordered and pre-ordered, but nothing is showing me anything. Um, where are you at, Mary? Where are they going to be shipping it? I understood you were in the UK somewhere or overseas somewhere. Um, I'm kind of curious as to what's going to go on with that. Um, oh, okay. So it was like 9 pounds or something, 9, 20 pounds. So the price wasn't too bad for you guys. Okay. Well, it releases for print on Tuesday and it's in the cycle right now. So they are printing. It is in the computer system. They printed me off 26 copies. So it's in process. We're on our way. I don't know how to price signed copies because I still got to figure out the shipping price. Um, so I'm kind of in the dark on that one, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Um, I don't know a whole lot of, apparently there aren't a whole lot of writers that are coming out on YouTube this way. Uh, the way I understood it from the publishers, um, she does a weekly thing, and she shouted me out and made a big deal out of me building a channel around the book itself. Um, well, we can work on that. I have to figure out what the shipping cost is going to be. Because when I purchase the book individually, um, I don't get a box for each one. It doesn't come in the case that way. It's not set up that way. It's set as case count. So it's 62 or 63 books per case. So I have to find shipping boxes because I don't want them destroyed, obviously. Um, and then I got to figure out the weight and 4.2 ounces, like Bobby's saying, and I got to figure out what it's going to cost me to ship around the world because I make no money on those at this point, unless I run the price up drastically and almost have to double the price um, just to make a couple dollars on it. It's really weird. But at 4.2 ounces, it shouldn't be expensive to ship other than buying boxes. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It is going to be something I am going to offer. That's absolute, because I know a lot of people want signed copies. Um, but it's kind of fruitless if I don't make any money on it. I still got to do all the running around and this, that, and the other for all this other stuff, and basically putting money out of pocket to give away free copies is almost what it's going to end up being at that point. If I don't run the price up, it's ridiculous. But we'll get there. Any questions, Mary, Bobby, anything? I was just turning this on. I didn't think anybody was going to jump in. I'm happy to see Mary jump in. Ha ha ha. Hope you're ready for your exercise. And well, yeah, that wasn't. I didn't write the book to under the idea that, hey, I'm going to make money on this. I mean, we've got to sell a lot of copies for Bobby and I to get together and purchase the farmland. Um, you think so? Yeah, they give those away at the post office, don't they? They're relatively cheap. Um, and Office Max carries those too. That's not a bad idea. Um, yeah, that's not a bad idea. And being paperback, it's not like it's going to have any damage done to it. Um, yeah, that may be the right way to go. You're right. Hey, Miss Candy, good morning. Um, yeah, padded envelopes. That might be the right way to take it. Um, and would definitely save all of us in the long run. But the whole idea was, if we sell enough copies of the book, I can move down into southern Ohio near Bobby's region, um, where the growing season is different, temperatures are different. Yeah, I'm moving out of the snow region, and I am a snowplower, but I'm perfectly willing to walk away from that to write a second book. But if the book doesn't sell, I'm stuck going where you guys want. Obviously, the second book is not going to be as goofy, um, or a story. It can be, I think. I got to talk to Tim again out in California. We may be able to go chapters on each type of garden format. That's what I want to call it, because there's no way of explaining it without going through each and every step that would be required. There's one ultimate garden uh, that's 4,000 years old and continuing to work and continuing to produce soil. Um, and everything that comes out of it is phenomenal, but it's literally growing soil and has been for 4,000 years. Um, and that's the one that in my book is the master. Um, Well, if you remember it or somebody comes up with it, Bobby, we're gonna need it. Because I'm kind of thinking you're right. That would be the way to go. Um, yeah, you're probably right. Everyone understanding, you hear all these gardening channels and you see all these homesteaders, and they're all talking about what they're producing and what's going on and how they're canning and what plants they're growing and what grows in their region. And um, I come across a channel this week that they were putting down garden fabric, and when they pulled up the garden fabric, everything under it was dead. They had killed the soil, and people just are not understanding. That's why we've got all this water runoff. That's why we've got yards that will not hold water, and so many areas are flooding. Um, because we've over farmed. The soils no longer receive water. Clay is growing in leaps and bounds every single year. And it's just to get people under the idea and the mindset of, oh, wait, if I just turn this around a little bit, we can make a difference on the planet. And doing it, 1 yard at a time. Um, so it wasn't the idea of making a book that's going to make me a millionaire. It had nothing to do with it. It's about understanding, if the soil's not alive, if it doesn't maintain its own life and have that rich smell. And I'm not talking about the uh, the local hardware store and you purchase a bag of soil and it's got this funky smell to it. That's not what I'm talking about. And no, I'm not talking about going out there in the middle of a farm and picking up a horse patty and cracking that thing open and smelling that fresh manure. That's not what I'm talking about either. When soil is alive and teeming with organic life and loaded with organic matter, there is a smell coming from the organic life in the soil. And if that's not there, your soil is basically on the downhill slope to being dead and going back to being clay. We can turn all that around. And this book gives that information. If more people just understood, a handful of Epsom salt in your front yard can make a world of difference in time. If you slowly apply it and you slowly work it in with some other things like grass seed. If you want a specific type of grass, then put down a specific type of grass. No, you don't have to rip out the entire yard and start from scratch and put the seed in. You can overwhelm old grass and come in. Hey, there's our witch on wheels. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you today? Um, yeah, guys, whatever I did before, I was able to trigger wrenches. This time I can't trigger wrenches. I don't know why. Uh, so it's not that she popped in and I instantly handed it to her. I'd give it to each and every one of you that are here right now. If the three buttons and the three dots would reveal to me, um, it's just not. No matter how many times I hit it, no matter which way I hit it, nothing is popping up. So I'm giving no give myself a wrench. Uh, but it's the idea that once you start seeding the grass seed, you can overwhelm any other form of grass. Now, understand, all grass is just another form of a weed. We've trained it and tamed it since the 40s, the 50s, when they started playing golf in Scotland. We've tamed it and brought it down and have started new breeds and started new things. But like, if you've got a yard that you really don't like to work on, you don't like cutting grass, and some people, they get hay fever and this, that, and the other, they have trouble cutting grass. There is new forms of grass coming out all the time. You can switch things up and go to a very, very short growing type of grass. They use it on golf courses. And it's getting even shorter. You could have a fully growing lawn that never needs to be cut just by changing the grass seed and overwhelming all the other grass with just that seed. Um, and anything is possible. And it's the understanding of it's not what's there, it's not what's growing on the surface, it's the soil. And we can make that difference with this book. People are asking me, what did you write the book for? I wrote the book to make a difference. I'm hoping to reach a bunch of people and start changing people's mindsets. It's not it's not what's growing in your garden. It's not what plant seed you put in there. It's not what grass. It's not what tree. It's not what this, that, or the other. If the soil isn't maintained and the soil is dead, nothing retains water, nothing grows, nothing expands. There's a story in my book, or an explanation in my book. Um, I had parked one of my vehicles in the front yard, and in under 2 hours, it had sunk into the ground nearly an inch and a half, just sitting there. It was just a car, nothing extravagant. Um, and it slowly sank into my front yard. We pulled the thing out, or I drove the thing out, got it back up on the cement because the city was upset. Blah blah blah. I've got friends on council. They were goofing. Those four spots from those tires had completely eliminated themselves, and the soil had come back up, and everything was back to level again. There's something to be said for living soil. And that's what this book is about. It's getting the idea and getting the mindset across that, hey, I can have an incredible garden if I just have living soil. Putting them up in high beds and putting them up in 4 foot tall, 30 foot long, 2 foot wide high beds in the growing region that supports the right temperatures. That's awesome. But when you're in the cold, you're freezing that soil and nothing returns the next year. It takes too much time for everything to come back next year if you're not maintaining soil life and keeping things covered and protecting it just like you would an animal. Because in a sense, what is going on in that soil is another form of an animal. It's all part of the food web. It's all part of a cycle. And we have to address those things. And that's what this book is about. It's not about making me rich. If it was about making me rich, I'd be charging $30. That's not what it's about in no way, shape, or form. Um, when you start to understand how simple it is with just a little bit of understanding and how much we can change things around uh, in just a couple years. Nature takes hundreds of years to break things down, and it has been creating forests and what have you for hundreds and thousands of years. And here man comes along and we disrupt all that. We overfarm it. We take everything out of the soil. We kill all the life that's in the soil. And then we all stand around going, well, what are we going to do? So we dump chemicals on it and artificially grow using the NPK plant. And that's all bogus. It's all to sell oil because all these chemicals are oil byproducts. They don't occur. They're not there naturally. This is a man-made substance. Don't put it in your garden. Don't put it in your yard. Ultimately it's what has caused this problem. If we just go back to nature, there's some guys in Africa doing some research, and what they have done is they have gotten a bunch of tribes together. And I'm not trying to be racial about it. That's how they live out there. And they have brought all their cattle together, and they slowly move their cattle around thousands of acres, but they're heavily condensed cattle, um, almost to the point where it would be too many for one person to own. And what's going on is they're breaking up the soil, they're dropping the manures, they're eating everything in sight. And 6 months later, when they come back, the entire region is back again and growing phenomenally. It's no longer a desert. There's something to be said here. We got rid of all the buffalo. We farmed everything off. We have these open fields that we're not maintaining correctly. It's just in understanding. That's what this book is about. It's helping people understand, from my opinion, to what we can all see just driving down the street or driving down the freeway. It's just having the understanding. Oh, wow, what a difference this can all make if we just turn slightly different and go a different direction. My way, the explanations, everything is available. and we're actually accelerating Mother Nature's way of doing it. We're giving everything back in an accelerated form because we break it down even more so than if we were to just do like nature does. Thing that's dead back down into the soil because that's what the worms do. They come up, they grab leaves, they grab grass, they grab branches. Yeah, they everything that is breaking down. Worms are after a certain microbe that is alive and thriving on something dead. Whether it be a branch, a leaf, a berry, old blades of grass, whatever you can think of. If it died and the microbes, it all starts. And that's where the worms, the nature's natural rototillers come up, get that stuff, pull it down in the soil, and it breaks down in the soil. And the microbial life goes bonkers. And that's what you want. You don't want to be washing things out with bleach and doing this and doing that, doing the other. You want nature to take its course. All I'm saying is, look, instead of waiting on the leaves to break down and the branches to break down and the food to break down and the this to break down, here's a substance that you can use that brings all of it back in one time, one shot, bang, throw it in, turn it over a little bit. I'm not talking about rototilling your garden. Talking about turning it over a little bit to help bury it and get it down into the soil a little bit deeper. And it makes an incredible difference for every little line that you go through your garden and you put this substance in and then you put it all back and then you plant. The plants and the microbial life go absolutely bonkers. So this is all doable. What do we got here? 100 pack for $10. Oh, Amazon Basics. Okay. Peel and stick, 6x9 inch, round craft, 100 pack for $10. Gotcha, buddy. Gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. That's the direction I'll go. I'll look that up as soon as I get off of here. Hey, MT Cole. Hey, Cliff Note. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm ranting and I'm raving about the book. I'm going into explanations on some stuff that's in there. I'm not giving away the heart of it. Of course, Bobby already knows what it is, minus a few other things. But the book is released, so it's kind of like it's time to talk about it. We can finally go there. But I appreciate everybody. I don't want to hang everybody out here. I'm going to go for about 30 minutes and I'm going to shut this thing off. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I greatly appreciate all the help you've been giving me. I know I need so much more. I don't know how to do the other social media platforms. I don't know how to do this. I'm lucky if I can tie my shoes. I'd rather be barefoot out in the yard and digging around in the garden and doing my thing and living my life. My nature, my life, my passion. Hey, welcome, welcome. The book is released, everybody. I don't even have the numbers in front of me to post it to you. If any of you have got it, just go ahead and put the numbers up. Maybe I can switch over and see the numbers for the book. If you just search my name on Amazon, Ron Neitzel, it brings the book up. It does show it, The Green Wizard's Guide, $14.95. It is available. It will be shipping on Tuesday. We are all doing pre-orders now. Turns out Amazon will put me on the hot list. Hey, good morning, John Franco. Will put me on their hot list and their recommended list if I can sell over a certain amount. I think it's 100 or something on the first day or something like that. We triggered this pre-order thing 4 days early. Guess what, everybody? Those 4 days don't count until print release day. So Tuesday, if we have over 100 people have purchased this book, it rocks and it takes off. Thank you. It won't go. There it is. Okay. That's the book, everybody. For those of you that don't have the link yet or haven't had a chance to go after it, please spread. Started this morning, or yesterday morning. I'm sorry, when I realized it was up and going. It'll go to the recommended list instantaneously because over 100 have been ordered in 4 days. 25 a day. That's not hard to believe. I I was trying to look for it when I was on Bobby's stream earlier, and for the life of me, I can't find anything on Amazon, through my print company, in the dark. Um, so I don't know what's going on with it. I have copies for those of you that are interested in those. But it's the idea right now that, uh, this is we got a head start. We got to jump on this. We will be releasing next month. The 15th will be going to the electronic copies. Why anybody would want that when, if the internet goes down or their battery dies, they no longer have access to the book, I don't understand. I'd rather have a hard copy myself, but it is what it is. Um, we're there. All this work, 5 years. Now I have to pedal, pedal, pedal. So every one of my streams is probably going to be like this, where we're just this, episode where I was talking about, start looking at your yard, start doing the basic cleanup. Hey, let me also suggest to those of you that tuned in to get that next update, break those snow mounds down. If you've still got piles of snow, break them down. We don't want the diseases starting because the excess snow was there when the temperatures started coming up again. So if you have high mounds, get them apart, get some of the garbage out of them. Don't spend a lot of time. Don't rake your yard. Don't disturb any of the thatch. That's a huge mistake. It'll cause us problems right now. But we're getting out there. Um, you have to order two for free shipping. Oh well, that sucks. Um, but you can give it to your neighbor. Um, I'll figure out some way or something we can do to make that worth it to you, Cliff Note. Uh, but we're getting there, buddy. I appreciate everybody. We're at 27 minutes. Any questions? Any questions at all? Any suggestions? Bobby's now got the envelopes. He's found them, so I can ship the signed copies in envelopes. They're padded. That'll take care of that issue. I can get those ordered and probably get those here faster than I can get the stupid books. But they did ship. The books did ship. Bobby, just and everybody else that's expecting copies that's going to watch this stream later. Um, the case that I ordered, the 25 that I ordered, um, are on their way. So I should have them on Monday. If I overnight to you, Bobby, I know that's expensive, but then we could potentially do the stream on Tuesday like we had talked originally. Um, but I want you to have a chance to read it. So we may want to hold off till Wednesday, maybe. It's your call. Um, 20 minutes, half hour after you've read the book, you may feel that it needs to be an hour. Whatever we got to do, we'll get it done. Um, we got a long way to go. I still need a ton of help. Um, I know I've been asking all along, let's build this channel, let's do that, let's do this, let's do the other. All of it, just trying to get my head around this. Now it's time to jump. Now it's time to push. I've got to get this book out, because we've got to make a difference on this planet. People have to understand. Um, I have no problem with that, Mary. You want to move back to the States? We can do that. Uh, Bobby and I have been discussing, and Cliff Note, and a few of us have been discussing, um, YouTube channel and build log cabins, go off grid, um, um, build the farm, build this, the whole 9 yards. What you guys produce and sell is on you. If you don't mind 10% coming back to the farm or whatever we're going to call the LLC, but it helps fund it all. Here we are, we're over 30 minutes, but yes, we will be, if we get enough copies sold, and we're talking multiple hundreds of thousands of books, for me to have the money to be able to walk in, purchase the farm cash, build the buildings cash, and everybody just do whatever. It's the farm is a huge project that will cover a bunch of other stuff, um, but I only need 5 or 10 acres of plot that I'm going to be working a shooting range, for us to get our big guns out and be able to shoot a bunch of football fields distance. Um, that won't affect a whole lot of other stuff. Um, but what we garden and what we grow and what you have fun with, whatever you want to do, I don't care. I'm doing my own thing. Um, 50 padded envelopes, craft bubble mailer. Well, which is the better option, Bobby? These are, well, you can see the size. Um, it's all good. But any other questions uh, concerning the book or concerning yard work at this point? I think I explained grass seed well enough to that people understand you don't need to cut grass. Just change the type of grass you have, and overwhelm it. Don't rip a yard out, overwhelm it with new stuff. Um, and there's a bunch of, and it's in the book. There's a bunch of processes you can do, one step after the other, or all at the same time. That's what's nice about going green and going organic. You can do a lot of these processes at exactly the same time. So instead of 15 trips around your yard to put different things down, one weekend after another weekend after another weekend, one trip, everything in the same spreader, take a walk, get some exercise, and do it barefoot, because each and every one of these products is safe. They will not harm you. My dogs play in it. I walk around in it barefoot all the time. This stuff is natural and organic and occurs in nature and will not harm you. So you can be barefoot all the time, walking in this stuff, even as you're putting it down, and it will have no effect on you. And no, Bobby, it's not like the stuff my dad used to tell my sister to go stand in to make her taller. This is something totally different. As much fun as that was, and as hilarious as that was, that's not what we're talking about here, buddy. Um, but that's the direction we're headed. So here's the book. We're out. We're live. We're active. It will be released on Tuesday. I know it's on the printing in the printing company computers because, like I said, mine shipped the whole case. 25 of them have shipped. They're on their way to me. So I know it's in the computer system and active. Apparently, that seems to be an issue with the drop shipping print companies. I understand some people may have to wait. If they wait too long for the book, they may have to wait 6 to 8 weeks for the computer system or somebody to walk over with a floppy, put the file in just to print off one copy of the book, because it may not be stockpiled in Amazon here, there, or wherever they're all shipping from. So jumping on it early, like we are, so much the better. The higher the demand, the more they're likely to keep it on the shelves. And that's the direction we're heading. When I get in with Ozarks and we get out to his groups, hopefully you were able to find your live active link Ozarks, so that you can start reaping some of this, because he sells other products on Amazon, everybody. So if you're into metal detecting and into some of that kind of world, Ozarks is the guy to go check out. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. If you need custom stuff, I'm gonna try and rattle this all off from memory, everybody. If you need some custom stuff made from a forge, MT Cole Forge and Gaming, yeah, he games when he's bored, but he's into a forge. He does metal work, everybody. If you need custom tools made, if you're looking for, I think it was John is into cars. If he Johnny Franco's out there, if you need a car in New York, back from England, we can do that if she's got a place to go. Uh, I appreciate it, Ozarks. Thank you so much. Oh, good. So I did get it right. All right, but that's where we're at, everybody. It's all about supporting everybody else. Uh, I know this is a self-centered stream, and but you all saw me trying to help another channel and going at it hardcore, as much as I possibly could, 16 hours a day in some cases. Uh, we won't go there now. Pay attention to my live streams. I know I don't have a schedule yet. I will figure something out. I'm still fighting the snow season, even though we have no snow, and I'm not making any money. It is what it is. That's the career I chose. Um, so I will be setting up a schedule eventually. not to interfere with Oz's, not and they'll be 10 or 15-minute updates. That's it, with explanations, following through with the book. Once a week, to just give you an idea of something to do this week in your yard, and not go stand in the manure field, just because you think you're short. That's not. We got it going on. Thanks everybody for stopping in. I am going to cut it off here. I don't want to drag this out. Appreciate your help there, Bobby. I'll talk to you a little bit about that later. Figure out which one is best. I don't care if they're padded or not. I don't. I would think with padded, we'd keep from scratching the cover, but dude, it's a book. It's paperback, so it gets a scratch on it. Other than like a signed copy that you want to put in a treasure trove, okay. You guys figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get this all together. Everybody meet and greet everybody. I think just about everybody knows everybody else here. Ozarks is new to this group. John Franco does pop around a lot. Everybody, great man, knows his stuff about what's going on with YouTube. Has a great channel himself. Is worth checking out. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for stopping in, everybody. We'll see you, Candy. Mary, great talking to you. I'll talk to you a little bit later. I will be back on sometime today on somebody else's channel, somewhere, sometime, somehow. You all have a great day. Appreciate all your help. Please, please, please get the word out. If you have Amazon channels, and you are a retailer, please jump on this book and push it, push it, push it. Help me teach people what to do to get off the chemicals, and let's start fixing this planet. This is just one simple idea and way of going about it. We can do it. It is super simple. If it doesn't take a rocket scientist, it's probably going to work. Y'all have a great day.